Friday One of Wisdom here. We just took a look at Eon's Elite Zuki. Of course, came out this past Sunday, November 8th, tomorrow here in a few minutes, technically. We've got Elite Slam Bam coming out. Very excited about him. He's my nephew's favorite. What we're going to do now is take a look at the one that came out first, which is Elite Voodood. He'll be the first introduction we do. But once again, same old song and dance. Only available at Toys R Us. They are a TRU exclusive, if you will. I know what you're thinking. Hey, last year they were at GameStop. They switched. Toys R Us has the legendaries and they have the elites this time around. I personally prefer the GameStop setup. Makes it a little bit easier for a vastly greater audience of fans to pick these up. You have to realize Toys R Us is not that common of a store, particularly when you get off the coastal areas. So keep that in mind. However, you can order them in. Now the price is a little steep. It's actually very steep, but $21.99. However, if it was down around $15.99, $19.99, I'd be comfortable with that, particularly with the sales, and you get the other one for what would be a pretty fair price in my opinion. Speaking of which, $21.99, I didn't pay that. I never pay retail. We came in, we got them on buy one get one 40% off. I didn't hold out. I tried to get this when it released, and Zook, when he released, my local store didn't get them. I don't know why. I was in there to pick up all the Animal Crossing stuff Friday. They didn't have them, and I was out of town today. That's why I didn't get to tweet my Animal Crossing videos that released all day long. But the good news is the town I was in had a Toys R Us. Checked there, and they happened to have them. Stock was pretty good on what I could tell. Again, I don't know the particulars because I haven't gotten to progressively monitor it. If you've got any ideas there, you've been in and out here Toys R Us frequently, and they've had them since launch day, feel free to post up, kind of help other people out, let them know, hey, these are super common. Employees say no one's buying them because of the price, or they're selling out like hotcakes. And whatever that may be, I don't know, because I have one day of experience with actually seeing them, and there was a ton. Everyone else was there for Lego Sky Wars, and I was that guy buying Skylanders. So, needless to say, Voodood is an original from SSA. He hails from the magic element. He is a fantastic character. Anyone that tells you otherwise is crazy. I have been preaching. That's one of the things I've been known for. I am a big fan of the castaways, the original neglected ones, the ones that didn't come back and get a repost. And Voodood falls into that category. Now, right here we have his Series 1 pose, confirming that. This is the SSA Green Base Classic, my first experience with him, and he was fantastic. Many a great PvP tournaments between SSA Giants and Swap Force. I wrecked, well, it was basically my nephew, but anytime I was Voodood, things were going to be pretty difficult for him to overcome. So, very fond memories with him. Again, he's fully maxed out. I believe we took him down, well, it's probably the one with all the axe stuff, so I think it would be, was it Marauder, I think we did Marauder, and then I was always going to do Elementalist again. I actually have a sealed triple pack Voodood in it. This is from way back in the day. Anyway, what we want to focus on here is the Eon's Elite version. Now, something a lot of people don't seem to like. Most people that get these, they don't actually have them loose. They'll actually take them out and they keep them in this little display case that you'll see shortly. I actually prefer the display to look like this. This packaging, to me, the complete picture, it's fantastic. It's super well executed, and regardless of what people think about the box itself, I actually like it. So it's holographic in nature. You've got the character artwork. You've got Elite Voodood there. Coming around here, you sort of see traces of Voodood's facial features there, but the real money shot here is the top. Fantastic. That is just spot on, and to me, that's worth keeping. So, again, most people I know, though, either keep them like this, or actually most people I talk to have two of them, one that's open so they can play with it, and the other one that's just fully sealed, never going to see the light of the portal or something. But anyway, I think most regular people that do pick these up keep them in the display case without the plastic, without the box. I like them like this. Now, unlike the Amiibo, you can throw this bad boy on your portal. It's going to read just fine. You can play as Elite Voodood from this box, no issues. The only downside, And it's really not that big a deal with a new supercharger portal if you're actually using it. But the only downside is the box obviously has a much larger footprint than the lone base for Elite Voodoo. So keep that in mind. But nonetheless, $21.99 Toys R Us exclusive, decent stock. The one time I've actually seen it. This is not just a polished, version of what we had. This is kind of a standalone, a new pose, and it looks fantastic in my opinion. So the axe is kind of in motion there. We'll get a better look at it when he's out of his packaging. Right here, though, there's Master Eon. He's been saved, I suppose. Eon's Elite are the selected few that have displayed courage and bravery against all odds. Elite Skylanders, fully upgraded toy figures. I don't know what they mean by that. Like, I haven't done the introductions with Zook or Voodoo, so once we get these on the portal, we're going to investigate them. Because fully upgraded to me would mean that I just throw it on the portal, and all the paths are there. I can switch between them. The Soul Gem is already acquired. I don't know. But that's the way I would assume that would have to be. Max character level. Again, we'll have to check that out. And then what does it do in previous games? That's another question we would have. Then 3 times more powerful. In all my research that I logged for each of the Elites last time around, that seemed to be dead on spot accurate at exactly 3 times the damage number. Somebody will say, 19 to 28, 29, depending on which, Toys for Bob or Vicarious Visions. They'd be doing 57 standard. And then 84 critical, if you will. So again, it equated out pretty much to the money. Right there is the nameplate, which looks pretty good, you have to admit. Collect them all. Now this is the crazy thing. They originally, showed 6, and I was like, okay, they're gonna surely have air and fire, right? And how could you possibly deny fans air and fire? Particularly Sunburn. We've not seen Sunburn since Dragon's Peak, and people loved Dragon's Peak. People loved Sunburn. He was super popular. Flamethrower, Immolation, Teleportation. I always just kept waiting for a second Sunburn. I believe in Giants or Swap Wars. I grabbed that adventure pack for like $6. And I was always going to custom paint that when I need to do that. I've got like 6 custom painted Skylanders I need to show you here coming up. I've been busy with SuperChargers itself. And then Windows update issues. But that said, the roster that we've got, of course, Voodoo, November 1st. Zook, November 8th. Slam Bam, November 15th. I've had some people tell me all 3 of them are going to drop. The other 3 are going to drop in December. Some people say it'll be spring stagger. I honestly don't know. The Toys R Us book said 11-1, 11-8, 11-15. That's all I know that's set in stone. But we've got Zook and Slam Bam, which again, he'll be available tomorrow. And he looks fantastic. He's my nephew's favorite. Ghost Roaster, he is back. That is a Pain Chain dedication. Think how epic a Skullmaster pose would have been. I feel like I was like the go-to source on Skylanders and SSA. This was before cross-promotion, before everyone and their dog was doing it. And the thing with Ghost Roaster, I had so many kids. Can you please tell my mom that Ghost Roaster's not bad? It was one of those deals where it's like, ooh, he's kind of scary. I don't think we'll get him. Let's get the pretty little purple dragon for you named Cinder. It honestly felt like that to me. And that is unfortunate, particularly with what comes on basic TV, that you probably have those same children watching. But nonetheless, that's kind of the vibe I got with Boomer. I think people just didn't like him aesthetically. It's like, oh, a troll, that's not very cool or unique. And he got a bad rep. And I always told people, upgrade Boomer, and he is fantastic. If I've had people... developmental people have said, like Blast Zone, you can see patriotic Blast Zone back there against Flynn's ship. They said he's kind of like a reimagined incarnation of Boomer. The good news is Boomer is now back in all of his trollish glory. Dino Ring, though, another one of my personal favorites. Earth Element SSA, have not seen him since. So very excited about that. No clue why we don't have an air element or a fire element. It blows my mind. It really does. Out of all the things to do, you would think they would have expanded from 8 to 10 to include a light and a dark element, maybe bring back, I don't know, they don't have many options, but you would think they would go that route before they would cut back. And poor Sunburn, you're still neglected. But that said, I kind of wouldn't mind seeing Flameslinger or Igniter personally as well, but with all these others coming back in that were the original castaways, it just made sense to go that route. Warnado, to me, I know he had the light core. If you've watched my channel, he needs a wow pal. He's never gotten a wow pal. The light core didn't have a wow pal. That's why light cores have never come back. They don't seem to grasp that concept. The light up effect is great. The flash bomb, fantastic. But the fact that they were denied a wow pal is just idiotic. And I don't know. I hope they return. I kind of like them. But nonetheless, here it is. We need to focus on Voodoo, though I just try to cover as much as I can for you. Now, Zook was very tricky to open, and we will see if we can get this one done a little easier. And we can't. But I will mention, I forgot to state this last time, Zook made me think of it because it rhymed with nuke, and nuke would tie in with Tom Nook. But what they do right here, we'll just sidetrack again. When I rebox these, I put this foil flap on the outside touching this edge for some reason, and I think I had about half and half last year. Some of these, this foil flap gets tucked into this plastic piece that you'll see, and you have to be really careful or you run the risk of tearing it, and we might do that. Okay, so we got it out. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second. But right here, this is your directions. I'm not even going to talk to you about that because I'll just show you in person. But this little thing right here, it keeps this, you know, diorama case, whatever they call it, in place. It fully seats it in the box, so it's kind of important. But you can actually tuck that in if you reseal him. Take the plastic out and put him on the adhesive pad or something. Just slide that down in there. You will be just fine. So if you play your cards right, you can actually pull it out by said piece. But again, personally, I'm a fan of the boxes. Speaking of custom painted Skylanders and Zook and Nuke, though, we have Legendary Blue Metallic Chopper, Enchanted Torch, and Mystic Hex guarding Tom Nook so he can't take my wallet. If you missed my Animal Crossing Amiibo unboxing videos from today, go back, check them out, and you can see the history that Mr. Nook has developed. He's taking all my money. Not just in the game, but in real life now. So I think he will be very, very much more intimidated with our Elite Skylanders joining the Armada on the pool table. So that's it. Here it is in all its glory, and it's pretty fan-freaking-tastic. This is Elite Voodood. You've got the Magic Element logo here, kind of in like a silver foiling font. Purple, classic Magic Element color with the Elemental logo there. Spin it around. This is your push button. You've got sort of your, I believe the technical term from last time was 3D lenticular background. So to me, it's kind of, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's like stuff I saw in cards when I was a little kid. So it's cool with me. We have this little tab right here. You can see that black arrow. That's not on the exterior of this case. It's on the interior going to the plastic that's holding Voodoo in place. That can make it difficult to open up, but what you want to do is come in here and press. It actually says push, so pushing guy would excel at this video. And we want to just flip this up and drop this down. There's a good look at the Magic Element background. Now, I mentioned this last time. In the original 8 Elites from Skylanders Trap Team, exclusive to GameStop, all these backgrounds interconnected. There's a certain pattern. I've got a standalone video on that if you want to check it out. Many people still totally oblivious to that. But this is Voodoo, and he looks fan-freaking-tastic without all that plastic around him. Now, what else do you get in addition to the figure? Here's that tape that I referenced. We want to just pull that down, and again, this will pop right out. Stat card, sticker sheet, nope. You get instructions, and you know what? That is just ridiculous. Out of all the things to not do, it blows my mind that the Elites, that are a premium price at $21.99 at Toys R Us only, don't come with a sticker sheet that we get with standard Skylanders and SuperChargers. But they also don't have a stat card. They should. It's a throwback. Half of these people we haven't seen since installment number 1. And the real slap in the face, though, is, again, just like how they dropped from 8 to 6 instead of going from 8 to 10, which I'd stick to the 8 personally. But we don't get a Battlecast card. Now, if I'm trying to push Battlecast, we've already got a few of them, right, from the starter packs. Would it not have made sense for the Elites? I'm not saying do it with everybody. I don't expect to open Hive, although it would have actually made a lot of sense. My thing is, come in and put a Battlecast card that might show statistics, be a throwback, but function in Battlecast and satisfy the elite collectors and enthusiast extremes. Or to talk like Persephone, how would she say that? Elite extreme enthusiasts or something. I don't know. That actually sounded more normal. She like misplaces modifiers in a very cute and fairy-like way. But it's just disappointing to me, you know? But it's not a huge deal, but it's like, just throw us a bone here. We're paying good money for this stuff. But we will go ahead and set this in here. I'm never putting those instructions back in. Let that be a lesson to you, packaging. We don't play games here. Actually, we need to seat the push button. And we'll snap that back in place. Let's go ahead. I'll spin him around for you. And for throwback nostalgia, we haven't read this in, 4 years now? We're going to cover the bio of Voodood. I bet a lot of you have forgotten this. Voodood was a brave warrior among his people. During his rite of passage as a young orc, he entered the Cave of Trials. Tell me we shouldn't have visited that place by now, okay? If you disagree with me, wait till we finish the story. So he entered the Cave of Trials to prove his worth. It was there he found much more than expected. Lured by a brilliant light, Voodoo discovered the skeleton of an enormous dragon with an ornate axe buried where his heart would have been. The plot thickens, okay? The village was astonished when he exited the cave holding the legendary axe reaver and wearing the dragon skull on his head. Voodoo quickly became warrior leader and defended his homeland from many beasts and invaders until he was the last of his tribe. Soon after, he joined the Skylanders. So, if that was a swap force forward, Master Eon recruited him to join the Skylanders. That said, man, is that not a great story? That sort of again kind of recaps that for you. And if you didn't have SSA, maybe you got into Giants, Swap Force, Trap Team, SuperChargers, your first foray, do yourself a favor and get Elite Voodood. It's very difficult to find standalone Voodood, short of like some turn-in at a GameStop or something, flea market type setting, garage sales, etc. Basically what I'm saying is that pretty much going to have to do a non-retail outlet, okay? And he is a great character. Again, he's basically, we'll see the introduction, you can watch that, so be on the lookout for it, but he's not just a straightforward, like melee type guy with an axe. He's got some pretty sweet attacks that you can do with his tripwires, so again, quite beastly when you master his moveset. But as with all the elites, it's a clear base, gold paint on a standard base here, magic element design. You can see the skull there on his wardrobe. I guess that's what an orc face looks like. Again, pretty textbook Voodoo. He's got sort of an interesting color scheme here. This sort of matches my legendary silver that I use on all my custom painted Terrafins and whatnot. So very clean, polished, a little metallic to it. This right here is sort of like a Doombugish type effect, if you remember him from Swap Force and Vicarious Visions. It's kind of like a misty chrome color. If you're into cars, it's sort of blue, purple, green. It kind of depends on the light. If I had my flashlight, the LED here, we could probably pick up a few more colors, but lots and lots of flake in it. It really pops, kind of gives it a mystical, enchanted type look, if you will. Exactly what you would expect from an Elite Skylander. If we could get him to focus a little bit more. The gloves themselves, it's very hard to explain. It's not like the bright gold of the base, but it's certainly not a copper. I would consider it more of like a true gold, a realistic. This is sort of like the shiny Fantasyland pirate treasure in a movie gold. This is kind of like the more genuine gold, And it's on his gloves here on the back side. He's got sort of his like headdress, is what I always called it. And then of course right there you've got the dragon skull. Looks like he's just holding his hand out, maybe telling someone, stand back, let me do this, or silence Shadow Knights, and he's about to run forward and throw some tripwires down and destroy everyone within a few seconds. That said, if we come up here and we grab Series 1 Voodood, you definitely see the similarities here. Again, you've got the axe, just in a different form. The headdress, pretty much spot on. It looks like this one is a little bit more faded and discolored. It's actually, in my opinion, a little bit more realistic looking, almost like you would find. There's lots of cattle skulls out here, and longhorns and stuff, you know, and the longer they've been out and bleached and weathered, they develop more of that, you know, kind of worn look. So that's pretty good. This is kind of more of like an ivory finish, in all honesty. It looks like the horn might have been a little bit taller here, but a minor issue. Again, the eye is very dragon-like. They're kind of not traditional. They're sort of like the long, you know, personified look, if you will. The hand, roughly fingers, still look to be the same, so that's good. They did a very nice job here maintaining his authenticity, just enhancing him a bit with a repose. So that is that. This is Elite Voodood. Let's go ahead and get our thumbnail together here. We'll get them both in the frame. I'll get my thumb out of the way. Do we want them closer or farther away? That'll work, right? That's pretty good. So again, Elite Voodood, he was our first Elite this time around. He dropped November 1st. If you can't find him, you've been running through GameStop, Target, Walmart like crazy. They are exclusive to Toys R Us. For better or worse, if you don't have a Toys R Us near you, go online. If the price is steep and it's deterring you away, keep in mind pretty much every other week, there's going to be a buy one, get one 40%. If you can deal with the Black Friday people, you can probably get a pretty sweet deal there. Similarly, Cyber Monday, if you don't have one near you, or you prefer not to deal with crazy mobs of people, I'd imagine you could get a sweet setup there. And at that point in time, we'll have 3 of these guys available: Voodood, Zook, and Slam Bam, who drops tomorrow. But I'm excited to get these guys introduced in the game. We'll kind of quickly recap all their upgrades, go over their base stats, base attack damage, and then of course we'll come in, we'll get their base upgrades done, take them down the paths, have a good time, go nostalgic, and I'll probably use them quite heavily, to be quite honest with you. So I am very, very excited, and again, I kind of want to see, do they really come max level, all upgrades, all that stuff that's advertised on the box? We'll find out, and we will put all the rumors to rest by showcasing the truth. So oneofwisdom.com is my personal site. Skylanderclub.com, that is the Skylander Club forum. Check it out. If you like what you see there, sign up. We would absolutely love to have you join us on the forum. It's basically a place for Skylander fanatics to unite. Subscribe here if you have not. It'll keep you up with all the latest, including intro videos for Zook and Voodood in their Elite form. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Your support is much appreciated. You can follow me on Twitch, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer, and of course follow me on Twitter. If you did that, you would have known I picked these bad boys up this afternoon, and you could expect unboxing. So that's it. I'm going to can this so I can go actually introduce these dudes and have some fun. But again, I highly recommend them, both Voodood and Zook. Fantastic characters. Haven't seen Zook since Giants. We have not seen Voodood since SSA, and that is far too long of an absence for someone like this. So that said, I'll go get the introductions going. I hope you've picked them up. If not, I hope you're saving up, waiting for a good deal on them. And that's it. My biggest complaint is no stat card, no sticker sheet, no battlecast card. Should have been something, in my opinion. You know, the packaging is fantastic. The diorama, the lenticular deal, all that jazz is great. It really does make a nice polished product. I just feel like the people buying these are the super fanatics, and you know, they will appreciate those things, and I feel like it's kind of a missed opportunity, particularly with regards to Battlecast. But that's just my opinion. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's end this so we can introduce them and have some fun. Voodood will be up first, and then Zook. We will follow that format for the upgrades as well. That said, thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you back here for the next Skylanders SuperChargers unboxing.